So we get very little.
Prateek's story is one of deep and profound purpose, resurrecting forgotten ingredients
It is.
and lifting them to a modern standard, maintaining his ethos of responsibility and sustainability. I'm Rishad Mehta, and this is Climate Story Episode 6, Masque, Mumbai.
Masque is essentially an Indian restaurant where we are looking at Indian food through the lens of ingredients in different parts of India. Indian food that we talk about right now, it's just 1%. 99% of the food or ingredients people don't know about. In India also. And I think that is what I'm trying to do for last few years, that I'm trying to bring back focus on Indian food through ingredients. It's a restaurant where we do only tasting menus. We're trying to show people that there is a different picture to Indian food. We're very lucky to be in this country where diversity plays a very, very important role in deciding what we do at the restaurant also. If you understand India and if you understand how India ate, it was very sustainable. They would grow their own food. They would grow their own wheat. They would grow their own rice. There's this lady just growing capers in Kerala to do high-end turmeric. During our travels in Uttarakhand, we met this farmer collective as well, where they would grow organically and there were lemons, there were fruits. So, over the period of 5 years, we built this community, and which is sort of like this family, right? Because without them, there's no Masque.
It's called jalpai. It's from the olive family, but it comes from West Bengal. It only grows in the winter, and it's about a 1 month bracket that you can get it. Then we've lacto fermented it, and then we can use it in the future. We go to Ladakh almost every year to get this ingredient called sea buckthorn, which is all over the place in Scandinavia, and it grows in our country, and not a lot of people know about it.
We're trying to highlight a lot of Indian ingredients through our own eyes, through our own ways, the way we see it. And at the same time, in the new menu, there's a lot of influences from the previous season through preservation techniques. We barely scratched the surface of this idea of being a sustainable restaurant. And I think there's a long journey ahead. I grew up eating Kashmiri food. My mother's primary focus was to make sure that we understand Kashmiri food and we understand the language. Being sort of a refugee, she would always say that there are only two things that'll define you. One is your food and one is your language. I would love to see in my lifetime that Kashmir goes back to normalcy, where people would live together in harmony. It's such an amazing and inspiring culture also. More than anything, it is, for me, it's one of the most beautiful parts in India. And of course, there's a certain bias to it, but it is, you have mountains and rivers at the same time, and how beautiful that can be. That place has the legit 4 seasons. And as a chef, if a place has 4 legitimate seasons, imagine the kind of produce that you're growing. The perfect place to live in. But as I said, in my lifetime, I would love to see it coming back to what it used to be, the real Kashmir. If you're not a responsible restaurant, then this aspect doesn't really add up. So responsibility comes first and then sustainability. What am I doing with the apple skins? What am I doing with the persimmon skins? What am I doing with the gills and fins and guts? To be able to call yourself a sustainable restaurant, I think that loop needs to be closed. And the loop doesn't start from the doorstep, loop starts from where it is sourced. For example, here we try and compost as much as we can. We have a composting machine at the back. Whatever vegetables or trimmings or whatever we don't use, we convert that into stock. And from stock, it goes into the compost bin. That's closing the loop is what I'm talking about. I know the world has changed and we are moving more towards the industrialization, but at the end of the day, we're coming back to the same. When we are talking about this nose to tail cooking or we're talking about sustainability, this is always there in the practices, the food culture that we had. Honestly, the truly unique thing about Masque is the team.
Good evening.
The sense of autonomy, authorship is very, very, very strong in each and every member of the team. I think the work that we do is because we collaborate together. It is not a person driving it. Maybe the journey might take maybe little more time, but you'll reach there. And once you reach there, you'll be you'll look back and you'll be very, very, very proud. This is our climate story.